Hello students, today we are going to take the chapter Capital Budgeting from Financial Management. This chapter is one of the basic and most important chapter of financial management or corporate finance. What capital budgeting is? The most important topic in corporate finance is the analysis of capital expenditure. Decisions to invest capital determines the firm's future courses and hence its market value. Capital budgeting decisions is the allocation of funds among alternative investment opportunities. We are having different techniques of capital budgeting. Technique A, that is traditional techniques, or non-discounting technique. Technique B, that is time-adjusted techniques, or discounted cash factor or cash flow techniques. Under technique A, that is traditional techniques, we are having payback period, accounting rate of return. Second one, we are having discounted payback period under time adjusted techniques, net present value or NPV. Third one is profitability index or PI index. Fourth one is internal rate of return. We have to cover these six techniques of two types. Now, first one is period or payback technique. What period or payback technique is? A project's payback period is the number of years it takes for a project net cash flow to pay back the net investment. Shorter the payback period are better than the longer payback period. So we can say that the shorter payback period is the best or better option for the corporate, for the company, or for the firm to opt or go with. After that, we are having numerical in our session. Next technique is discounted payback period. Discounted payback period is this is an improved technique over payback period as it takes into account the time value of money. We have to consider the time value of money in this technique, that is discounted payback period. It is an improved version of payback period. A project's discounted payback period is the number of years it takes for the net cash flow present value to pay back for the net investment. That is the time duration at which the net investment will be returned to the firm. Again, we can say that shorter payback period are better than the longer payback period. We will discuss numerical on this topic later on. What are the advantages of discounted payback period over payback period? DPP or discounted payback period is an improvement upon the payback period in two ways. Number one, discounted payback period takes into account the time value of money. That is, we have to consider time value of money in discounted payback period. Second one is there is an objective criterion for an acceptable discounted payback period. If a project has normal cash flows, under these circumstances, a project is acceptable if the discounted payback period is less than the economic life of the project. That means if the discounted payback period is lesser than the economic life, is lesser than the duration of the life of the fixed asset or the project, we can accept that project. Next technique is NPV, that is net present value. Net present value technique is a project's net present value technique is the most straightforward application of cost benefit analysis. This technique is based on the cost benefit analysis. The cost, it means the net investment or the total outlay or total cash outflow. The benefit, that means the sum of the all present values of cash inflows which will be happens during the life expectancy of a project. NPV is the sum of present values of the net cash flows minus the net investment. We can say that NPV is subtraction between net cash flows and net investment. The cash flows are discounted at a project required rate of return. Whatever the cash flows we are having under this technique, we have to discount it first. We can easily understand this by taking some numerical later on. What are the decision rules behind NPV? The decision rules behind NPV are: accept the proposal if NPV is positive. If we are having NPV, a positive one, we can accept the proposal. In case of accept reject situation, where the project can only be accepted or rejected, in that situation, all proposals which have positive NPV are qualified for acceptance. Means all proposals or all the projects which have positive NPV that can be accepted under accept and reject situation. Next case is in case of ranking of mutually exclusive proposals, where the proposals are mutually exclusive. We have to rank them. We have to rank them the proposals according to their highest possible NPV factor. The proposal of highest positive NPV is given the top priority of the, or we can say that the highest positive NPV will have highest rank. Next one, we can say if NPV is 0, then the firm may be indifferent. The firm may be indifferent between acceptance and rejection of the proposal. It may be happens that cash inflows and cash outflows may be equals, and if it will be equal, it will the NPV we arrive at 0. You can also go through the numericals under later on. Next technique is profitability index. We can say PI index. A project profitability index, that is PI, also compares a project's cost to its benefit. Here we also have to compare, or we have to follow the same procedure under NPV. What we have followed under NPV, we have to compare the cost with the benefit. Cost and benefit for the PI are measured the same as for the NPV. Cost and benefit both have to be measured in the same manner, in the same way what we have to do in NPV. Cost means the total cash outflow. Benefit, that will be the future profits which can be happens in the future period. These both can be compared, and the technique used, that is PI. The comparison of how we have to compare the comparison of cost and benefit is different from the PI than for the NPV. That means we are having subtraction sign under NPV technique, and PI we have to divide, or we have to go with the ratio. It is the ratio of the project's benefit to its cost. We have to find out that in terms of ratios. A project's PI is the sum of the present values. What is PI here? Project's PI is the sum of the present values of the net cash flow divided by the net investment. That means we have to divide the benefit with cost. What are the decision rules? Decision rules for PI, that is profitability index, are: a PI greater than 1 or 1.0 indicates a project is acceptable. That means we can say that if we are having PI greater than 1, we can accept the project. If PI is less than 1, which indicates a project is not acceptable. We cannot accept the proposal with less than one value. The PI is most useful when a firm is facing capital rationing, or we can say that in the capital rationing situation, we can go with the technique that is profitability index. The PI index indicates which project generates the greatest NPV per dollar invested, or we can say that per rupee invested, what is the return behind the per rupee invested. PI can also be zero, as the NPV can be zero. PI can also be zero if the cost and benefit in any situation equals to each other. The last technique which we are having under capital budgeting, that is internal rate of return. What is internal rate of return? An internal rate of return, that is IRR, is a project's true annual percentage rate of return. It is the true annual percentage rate of return based upon the estimated cash flow. It is based upon the estimated cash flow, the future cash flow, or the future benefits which can be happen under the future duration or future time period. IRR can also be defined as the interest rate. IRR can also be defined as the interest rate causing a project's NPV to be equal to zero. Here we can say that at IRR, NPV, if NPV is calculated at IRR or internal rate of return, NPV will be zero. Therefore, the IRR equation is adapted from the NPV equation. What is that? What is it? A project is acceptable if the IRR is greater than the required rate of return. Another situation is if the rate of return is less than, then we cannot accept the proposal. Or we can say that unacceptable if a project is unacceptable if the IRR is less than the required rate of return. This is the equation for IRR, which we will see in the later on sessions. Some more slides we are having based on independent projects and decision making. We are having independent projects, and we are also having some decision rules or decision behind that. What are independent projects? An independent capital building project present a standalone decision. A single project is simply evaluated to determine if it is expected to increase firm value. Single project means independent project. It can be simply evaluated to determine if it is expected to increase the firm's value or decrease the firm value. If we can say that if a single project increases the firm value, we can accept it, or we can reject if it decreases the firm value. If a project has normal cash flow, if a project has normal cash flow and is independent, then any of the method beside payback period, that means except payback period, any method can be applied, any method can be used for the independent project. After that, decision rule behind independent project or normal project is acceptable if discounted payback period is less than the economic life. We cannot go with the payback period because the time value consideration is not there, and these all method are having time value of consideration. If based on NPV, that is net present value, we can accept the independent project if NPV is greater than zero. Based on the profitability index, we can accept if PI is greater than 1. Based on IRR, that is internal rate of return, if internal rate of return is greater than the required rate of return, we can accept the independent project based on these four decision rules. Next one, budgeting method, pros and cons. First one method is payback period. What are the pros and cons behind payback period in capital budgeting? A, m- a measure of liquidity and risk. Payback period is a measure of liquidity and risk. Payback period does not take into account the time value of money. That is the drawback of this technique. Another drawback is no information on project profitability. There is no information of the project profitability. This is one another the drawback for this period, for this technique, payback period. Next technique, we are having pros and cons of discounted payback. Discounted payback period, as we know, this is the advanced form of payback period. We can say that a better measure of liquidity and risk than the ordinary payback period. It gives us better liquidity measurement and risk assessment. Does take into account the time value of money. This is also an advantage of discounted payback period. That is, it takes into account the time value of money consideration. It does provides an objective criterion for normal project. For normal project, which we have just read it out, DPP, if DPP is less than economic life, we can accept the proposal. We can accept the non simple single project or a project with normal criterion based on normal projects. Next technique is NPV. NPV, we can say that best measure of profit, sorry, best measure of project profitability. NPV is said to be the best measure of project profitability. Second one is does not provide much information about project risk. About project risk, we cannot understand, we cannot have full information if we go with NPV. This is a drawback of NPV technique. Is the drawback. Is consistent with maximizing firm value. NPV is consistent if we have to maximize the firm value. Next technique is profitability index. Profitability index. What are the pros and cons of profitability index? A relative measure of profitability, as this technique is very closely associated with NPV, it is also a relative measure of profitability. It provides some information about project risk. NPV does not provide any information about project risk. Discounted payback period provides the information based on liquidity and risk. Profitability index also provides some information based on project risk. What is the risk behind accepting any project, any proposal? The drawback behind using this technique is may not rank mutually exclusive projects correctly. Mutually exclusive projects cannot be assessed, cannot be ranked correctly. The last technique is internal rate of return. We are having some pros and cons of internal rate of return. The pros and cons behind this technique are it is a relative measure of profitability because IRR is depends upon NPV. NPV gives us the relative measure of profitability. So do PI, and so IRR also having internal rate of return also having a relative measure of profitability. It also provides some information about project risk. We can also gather, we can also assess some information for the project risk. What does it not have? What is the disadvantages? The third one is it is may not rank mutually exclusive project correctly. This is all based on the chapter capital budgeting. If you are having any queries or questions based on these topics, these techniques of capital budgeting, you may share in the comment section. Thank you. Thank you very much.